ihlazo KwaZulu Natal ihlazo abantu ngosuku lokhetho ba exercise ama rights wabo okuvota ba choose MK KwaZulu Natal bayona party majority basuka okhova akade beyizitha nokhongolose bahlangana asebephethe iminyaka hey ichilo niphatha abantu nibaphethe ngenkani nihlukumeza amalungelo abo abantu bachuze MK over nina nibaphethe ngenkani niyahlangana ningazwani ichilo uyalazi ichilo lelenzo ontula nothula sizwe benxa nje bawogovana bafuna izikhundla abantu bakwaZulu Natal bayichuzele inhlangano ofuna baphathe nina nibaphethe ngenkani mhlumeza amalungelo abantu kodwa nithi MK ihlaza MK iyafana ne-EFF umsangano lo yabona nje lezi inhlangano zenu yabona le hlanga lokova nje iyaphela indaba yayo sobona bazokhankasa bathini kubantu abantu babegxeka ku-ANC nanigxeka ku-ANC nithi uhamasela kodwa yini senihlangena namasela manje senihlangene namasela futhi manje kusho namasela nonke ngoba vele namasela nonke nizokhankasa nithini kubantu nantu ukhethelwa ngunyaka ozayo ngelibekile.
Good day everyone and welcome to another epic episode. Welcome to Newsaluji, another political YouTube channel. So I want us to talk about what is happening in the KZN legislature, because what was at play there, it was a political dominance. The GNU did show that they have the muscle to control politics anywhere in the country, while the MK party did show that they have a muscle to cause chaos inside KZN legislature and to stop everything that was happening. So we know that the speaker, Nontobeko Boyce, did call on the sergeant at arms and later called in the police to come and just deal with the MK party members. And there was that fight that was now happening, that fierce fight. But I want us now to just turn our focus outside on what was happening in that KZN legislature, because also political party members were on the ground. They were just marching. The MK party came out in numbers in support of this motion of no confidence against Tammy Nduli. So they came in numbers and they were not alone. Also, now the opposition, the IFP, also came in numbers. Also, the EFF were also there to support the MK party as they were now voting together in this motion of no confidence. But there was a conflict now within now the KZN legislature. There was also a conflict now outside the KZN legislature. The members of the MK party and the members of the IFP were now battling outside. There was war now outside, now within the members. So, meaning the political intolerance. And you know, the political intolerance is something else, because we know the history. Where does KZN come from in terms of political killings? And we know how the people of KZN, they take this so very personal, right? Of if you don't agree with some certain narratives of a certain particular political party, you can be just taken out like that. So, you know, this just took me back. You remember that not long ago, there was an IFP MP shot dead in Gauteng. Party calls it an assassination. And not long ago again, there was an MK party member killed and 2 were injured in a shootout. Just imagine, this is from last month. And what now is dated that happened earlier this year, there was an MK party organizer killed in suspected political hit at Umlazi Hostel. All this shows that KZN is very brutal when it comes to political intolerance and political differences. So what we have seen there, we have seen politics at play. Politics have just come and under the GNU and divided now the people of KZN. Not only the people of KZN, because these will just spread even to other provinces. Political intolerance will just spread all over the country. We know the history of what happened between the ANC and the IFP back in the days, during the times of Nelson Mandela and Thabo Mbeki, that they used to kill each other like insects. These people used to kill. It is estimated that it is ranging around 12,000 to 20,000 of the people who have died. Estimated. It is not an exact number. Estimated. So you can tell that no, it's like the GNU is now pushing us. They are forcing now this thing to push now the people of KZN are saying that no, the people must just be divided. The people will start now killing each other. We know how KZN is so very brutal like that when it comes to political killings. That is why the PKTT, you find it in KZN solemnly focusing in KZN, because the killings there are just on another level. So I was looking at this to say that the people who are supposed to be one nation are now divided by this fraud that is committed by the GNU. And you know what? As they were fighting inside, they are making now the people who are supposed to be one nation to also fight outside. Then I was like, no, this now politics, when it comes to this, is just leading now to a different corner where we don't want to go. Yeah, I was just thinking about this, but let us just look at something. Jacob Zuma was there in that motion of no confidence. He came there to attend, right? And so very interesting, because he even went on to greet the ANC leaders. Radebe, the likes of Begim Mtolo. So the ANC members were so happy just to greet Jacob Zuma. Even if now you can tell that place there where all of them were seated, it was just a tense. Because you know Jacob Zuma can just make the blood of other politicians to boil as they were chanting Wenzenu Zuma and chanting other slogans loudly endorsing the MK party. But it's so interesting because the old comrades did shake hands and laugh and smile together. It was something else. Then there was Mike Mabuyakhulu and there was Jeff Radebe. And remember that Freedom Balula has called them the Tez, not the Ferrari, because they are not doing their work quite well. So Mike Mabuyakhulu responded and said something, and let us listen here.
I must say that today started quite very well, and everybody was respecting the rules of the legislature. What then turned out later, after the conclusion of the debate, is in fact was an unnecessary spectacle, to put it mildly. And to be honest with yourselves, those of us who were in the legislature, so it's something that was very shameful and very disgraceful. When members of the legislature who have taken an oath of office to uphold the rule of law and all of laws of the land, as well as the Constitution of the Republic, started becoming unruly and behaving in a manner that was threatening the presiding officer, in particular, not only the presiding officer, but the secretary of the legislature. Now, what was even more disgraceful was that senior leaders of the MKP from national level were sitting in the gallery, and some even at the provincial level were there. We saw nothing on their part to intervene and to relate a message to their members to behave and to uphold the rule of law. We're a rules-based society. We're not an anarchy. And therefore, what happened today is very, very shameful. And we're hoping that the legislature will take a very stern action. Because when the presiding officer makes a ruling, no member of the legislature has a right to behave in the despicable manner that members of the MKP behaved today.
The MK party provincial leader, Willis Mkhune, has something to say about this, and he has said that the ANC has sold out to be with the DA, and said that these ones, they are scared of the DA, and the DA just controls them. Listen what Mkhune said here.
No principle involved. They may claim to the society that there was any principle involved. There is none. Ideologically, the ANC has always stood in opposition to the DA, ideologically. And you can't mix those two ideologies unless the ANC has sold out and become a GADA. Then that changes the whole story. Then we can then say they will stay there and be the one party ANC-DA. Then they are not going to be destroyed. But the ideology of the DA is not to serve the poor people. It's to serve the capitalist class. It's to serve big business. All policies of the DA. And if the ANC is also drifting in that route, then the ANC must be rejected by the people, the poor people, like these people that we represent here as Umkhonto weSizwe. And therefore, they are bound to crack one time or another. And I can guarantee you, they cannot approach local government elections in this form.
And how do you feel?
They have failed. They have failed the people. Problems that have been there for ages have never been solved. The ordinary person does not feel any service delivery coming to them. Therefore, they are not going to hold. If they crack now, all the better. All the better for the people. But for us, we have long said it, that in 2025, we will begin a campaign that will be designed for us to wrestle power in KwaZulu-Natal from the collision of the DA, ANC, and IFP.
Let us just hope the leaders, especially the NKZN, because there's now political tension will just calm the storm. We don't want to hear about people who have been killed, people who are doing door-to-door and they've been shot, and we don't want to hear stories like that. The people of KZN, you must always remember that even if you have different preferences when it comes to politics, but always remember that these are your friends, these are your family members, these are your blood. We are one as a nation. We can have different views, but we have blood that is thicker than any political party that combines us to be just one nation. We don't want political killings to even escalate to be more, because you know what happened there scared me. I just saw a divided KZN under the GNU. So that fraudulent act of stealing KZN away from the MK party, I don't know why these guys are so fascinated. They are so hell-bent at the DA, the ANC, the IFP. They are so hell-bent to believe that under the MK party and the EFF, everything will just collapse like that. I don't know where do they take this. They are making sure that they keep KZN away from Jacob Zuma. Only 2026 will decide the fate of KZN and 2029. And please don't forget that you can leave your comment on the section below, and don't forget that you can subscribe to this political YouTube channel as we normally do. And let us meet on the next video, and I'm out.